Greetings to all and welcome to Season 4, Episode 5. That's right, I checked it this time. Of Losing Our Marbles, a talk for two. Someone I've had my eye on for quite some time, knowing they'd be making some waves in the Marbles community, has been certainly following through on that expectation. And I'm very happy to have a chance to finally sit down and chat with them beyond the few minutes we have to exchange as we blaze past each other at full speed. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is Sauce.
What's up, guys?
It's Sauce. Hello, Sauce.
Hey, what's up? How you
Glad
doing?
you had time to be on the show.
Yeah, definitely.
You look comfortable. That's good.
I am comfortable.
Comfort is essential. It is essential. People do not people think I wear this for as a costume or what. No, this is comfort.
That's your everyday attire.
I'm comforted by wearing this. Comfort
Yeah,
is important.
I like it.
It's good stuff. Well, welcome in. Good to have you here.
What's up, everybody? How you guys doing?
We're gonna start off. We're gonna start off a little deep, actually. We're gonna start off a little deep.
Deep.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're going deep right away.
You strike me as a man who is readily inspired. You're a man who ideas will flick in the brain, and you will ignite as much tinder under that flame as you possibly can. Would you grant us some insight into that kind of creative process, fostering of inspiration mentality you seem to exude?
Oh man, look at you. I go with what I feel, and I've always been that way. I try to be different. I truly, truly, truly want to be different.
I know the feeling.
I've only been on Twitch for 9 months.
It's been a good 9 months.
It's been a good 9 months. It's not. It's small. It's very short though. Very short, very small. I have a lot to learn. I have a lot to do still.
The learning doesn't stop, by the way. In case
I'm sure it doesn't. I'm 9 months in and I'm still light years behind people. Light years behind people. I'm fine with that though. How do I put it? I never want to do the same thing as the next person.
Yep.
I'm very, 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 very
Make your own way.
Make my own way, pave my own way.
For me,
also
sorry to cut you off there, but for me, especially in the realms of just success, like if I want to be successful in something, I don't want to be successful doing what has already been proven to be successful.
Right.
Do you find that kind of, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Continue, sorry, I just wanted to.
No, you're fine. Also, can I say this before we go on? I truly love that every one of these you've done, you've moved the camera up a little bit on the rainbow so it changes a little bit of color.
It's a 10-minute slow loop. It's a double edit.
Yeah.
So I have a raw edit of 3 colors, and then I edit it a second time to get it real subtle and aesthetically pleasing.
But I try to, I guess we'll go into that subject. I try to, no matter what I'm doing, if it's Warzone or Marbles or my cooking stream, whatever I do on Twitch, I always want me to be part of it. I always want the pit to be part of it. I want us to do our own thing, and I try to involve them as much as I can. And when they have ideas, or I think they have ideas, you know what I mean? I try to bring it into it super hard. Yeah, that's a deep question. Dude.
Fostering through the community. We've had,
that
seems to be a common strand through the last couple interviews I've had, is that riding the crowdsourcing wave, as it were. And I think it's a direction of the future, honestly. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Especially in like mathematics, you're not going to have standalone individuals that are solving the big problems, because the problems are too big to be solved by a single human brain. You need teams and computers and all sorts of other things. And I would imagine creativity and entertainment is going to follow the same trend. It's going to get to a point where, even like you see it with the cinematic universes, right? It's those fan-generated universes and what is canon and what is not canon, and
Very
more
true.
than one person adding to the pot to create something a single person couldn't create.
Very true. It's a ride. I'm on a ride, and I never thought I'd be on it. Honestly, 9 months ago, I didn't think I'd be here.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I'd love it as much as I do. Uh, it's amazing.
It's all good stuff. All good stuff.
It's all good.
Cool.
It's good. Like it really, really, really is good.
I like it a lot. Let's continue on a little bit in that vein. Community building in general, with you having to kind of spread your wings pretty fast and hard, especially in the Marbles community, as we're kind of past that initial seed planting phase, and now it's much more the explosive growth phase. So it's a lot harder to make waves if you're getting into it kind of new. So
Very true.
I guess bouncing back to the point you made about using your community to help generate the creativity. What about building that community in the first place? How do you approach that kind of a concept?
I've said this to many people, many friends of mine. It intrigues me and it brings me a lot of joy. I play Warzone.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people know I play Warzone. I play different games. I love bringing people from different games into Marbles.
Mm.
And it gives me so much joy when, for example, I do my cooking stream or I do Warzone and somebody from the Marbles world that I know is always grinding, is always in this Marbles world, never jumps out, comes in and says hi. It's like, are you kidding me right now?
Mm-hmm.
You took that second out of your day to come in and just check it out for a minute. I look at Marbles as it's still very small. It's very, very small. There are possibilities in Marbles that people don't even fathom to understand. I would love to go to a hospital, for example, and take Marbles into a hospital where there's these people that can't leave, that have been there for months,
Mm-hmm.
and go, check this game out.
Make
You don't have to necessarily follow me. They could follow you. They could follow any streamer. You know what I mean? But they can't do anything. They sit in there all day long and they look at the walls and they watch the same boring TV shows and they lose their mind, right? Well, what if you brought everybody in that hospital together and now the person in the room that's right next door that's never talked to each other
Mm-hmm.
is now helping each other get through things through this experience. That's what I mean by Marbles is super small still.
Mm-hmm.
I always look at that as pictures. I always see those things, and that's every game. Every game I play, there's more to it. There's more than just Warzone. When I play Warzone, I tell everybody, well, I've never played it before. And there's people that watch me play Warzone that go, I've never played this game. I don't understand it. And I try to explain to them what I'm doing and why I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And they look at it in a whole different way. A lot of games are like chess. I bring that game up. It's make a move, lose a move. You know what I mean?
Right.
Push,
right.
give and take. There are a lot of games like that out there. And people don't see them until you explain to them and let them see them,
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. And Marbles too, there's a little bit of a trick to it. Some games do it better than Marbles does. I always like the original Super Mario Brothers is always like my go-to of the reason why I think that was so successful is because of how it introduced you into the game. And it kind of came from that arcade aspect. When you have games like, Centipede or Tetris, the idea being you start slow and then things get faster. Or with like Pac-Man, things start easier and then they get more difficult.
Yes.
And that allows a very large gateway for people to get into the game, and then they kind of choose where they trail off.
There's
and
a lot to Marbles that people don't know.
Right. And so Marbles, it has the advantage on the viewer side of being really easy to get into. But I feel like there is a bit of a disconnect in that the learning curve you pretty much have to structure for yourself, right? Like
Right.
you would have to dive into the builder for about 2 weeks just to be able to navigate it effectively.
I also appreciate that though.
Right. Right.
I honestly, at most games, you want to figure out everything how you do it. Since I've started marbles, which this is my 5th season now, I've learned so much every single season going along, even if it's just a little thing.
Right.
Me learning it though on my own, it's like holy cow. And then going into certain streamers and watch them and see them on their first time just trying it, going, that's super easy. How do you not know it? And then I sit back and go, wait a minute. It took me 2 seasons to figure that out.
Right.
But it's just a click and a click. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I love that aspect of marbles. It intrigues you to keep going.
For sure. There's plenty available, and that's something I always try to encourage. If I'm ever giving feedback for beta testing anything, I'm very much in the camp of emergence. So rather than giving people specific solutions, more so giving them tools. Right. So if there's a type of piece or a type of function people want in the builder, don't give them that piece or that function. Give them something that allows them to make that for themselves. And you've seen lately with the additions, we have the custom shapes that can now move, and then the gravity ring, which does the elevator trick without having to do the elevator trick. So it's worrying less about giving you a finished product and more just giving you tools to work with. And the modes work the same way, like boost mode, lapse mode, racing, tilting, fashion show, battle royale. They're all just giving you these tools to work with rather than these finished products that just have one set function.
I see that.
What are you kind of eyeballing at the moment as like the most open ground, or at least your next area you want to start diving into?
Into marbles?
Yeah.
If you know, I try to do all of it. I don't know if you guys my stream season, I try to try everything in the game. I don't ever want to be this guy just races, or this guy just rumbles, or this guy just tilts. I'm not that kind of a person. Right. I've even a lot of people in here know I'm trying to push for the top 10 streamer in marbles. This is a super hard season to do it, by the way. But I also have said, you know what? I want to tilt today. And if that means I'm going to lose 2,000 points, guess what? I'm going to lose it because I feel like this is better for me as a person.
Right.
And I feel like it's better for the community. It's not all about this number at the end. And I feel like when you get to grinding, you get caught on one thing and you get sucked into it. I know that's off subject, but you get sucked into it. So I like doing it all. I haven't stepped into the builder world yet of building tracks. Some of the tracks I look at now, I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah. It's getting fancy out there.
Yes. What they put into them is hours upon hours upon hours of time to build these tracks, which is amazing. I haven't got into that, but everything else I love doing. I love tilting. I'm not joking. I love tilting. I think tilting is super fun. You guys, I like Warzone. It's interactive. I move my hands. I have to physically do everything. I feel like there's a lot still to tilting that can happen. And I try to push myself, and it gives me a lot of joy and passion when I see not just grinders on the track with my tilt.
Right.
They come in and they hang with me and they know, and I try to strive with them to let them know this is a personal goal for me I'm trying to beat.
Right.
I want to be here personally. This is what I want to do. I want to move. It's yes, we're getting points. We're moving along the way. So I want to do more tilts. Yeah. I'm the kind of guy where I'm competitive. I've only been in marbles for 5 seasons, and I made it to 27 last season in tilts. I'm on 25 this season, and it's all practice, and I see that now. It's about repetitions over and over and over and over again, and then you can be there. And I can see myself up there. I can see myself up there easily. Yeah. I just have to do it more and more and more and more, and I have to commit to it.
We do have weekly tilting competitions if you ever get interested.
I'm not that level yet.
Hey.
I do like speed tilting though. I like speed. I'm all about that fast.
We have a speed tilting format. It's all good. It's good stuff. So going into the marble grind, as you kind of said, you always keep in mind that the number is second. Um, would I guess this will be a two different questions, you can answer either of them. Would you ever do a more hard set, like top three or die attempt? And or what would you change about the grind if you could?
If I did not work a 40-hour work week, I would be top 3 marbler. I can tell you that right now. I can sit here right now live on Twitch. If I did not work a 40-hour work week, I would be in the top 3. I can guarantee that. I don't care about tilters. I don't care about racers. I would be there. It's about time and effort. That's what it takes. Unfortunately, I have to work 40 hours a week.
Right.
So I can't even, I could not look at you and say, I want to go for top 3. If I was a full-time streamer, yes, I'd be in it for sure. I have it in me. I know I have the stamina in me. I feel like I know what it takes. I learn the metas, I guess I should say, super quick. There's something about, I've always been good with math and numbers, and I can do it a couple days, and I'm like, boom, this is what you got to do.
Yep.
And just get into it.
Yep.
So I would, if I didn't have to work a full-time job, I would go for top 3. And what was the second part? There was 2 parts.
What would you change about the grind?
This is what I would change about the grind. On that note, this is what I would change about the grind. I would make it a 2-tier system. I would make it a partner system and a non-partner system.
Okay, more. All right.
If you're a partnered streamer or a full-time streamer, not necessarily a partnered, or if you're a full-time streamer and this is what you do, you're in this tier and you sign up for it. And if you're not, you're in this tier.
Right. And I think, with the leagues concept that Pixel has going, that does kind of tackle that problem. It would be interesting if a tier system opposed to a league system. So even if it was just came down to veterancy, right? So like you would have to get into top 10 in the general league, and then that gets you into like the higher league. So you could like be the coming out of nowhere and just snag it for a season,
right, in
the general league. But then that bumps you up into everyone else who's ever been top 10, and then it's like, okay, you're not gonna swipe that one that's so easy, right?
Right.
So something like that could be very interesting, where you have like a veteran league and you have the novice league kind of a thing.
Because it's to the point now where you're literally, and I won't say seeing where I'm at now, riding where I'm at now, it's not necessarily I'm riding with, it's veterans.
Yeah.
I'm in a league with veterans.
Yep.
That's the easiest way for me to put it right now. They've been around longer. More people know them. More people see them. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's the big advantage of it. So where Marbles is at, that's where I said the 2 league thing would, or the 2 series, I guess I should say. You know what I mean? I want to be in this one, A or B, or call whatever you want.
Right. 1
and 2 or whatever. I think that would be, and then also as a grinder, there's people work and people don't. It's what life is. You know what I mean? People have school. People whatever's going on. You should be able to sign up for what you want to do. Hey, I work a 40-hour work week and I truly enjoy marbles, and I think it'd be really awesome to grind.
Right.
But why not put a cap on it? You're only allowed to grind 20 hours a week, or you're only allowed to grind 10 hours a week. And at that point, instead of energy, when you hit that hour mark for the week, you're done.
Yeah. I think things like that have been kind of, they're trying to tackle that with the energy system for sure, because they've cut down how much energy racers have available and when it stops giving back.
But still,
the one thing that's a little weird is that they punished the streamers. So after 20, the streamers don't get the bonus anymore. Instead of it being on the racers. I can tell you this
right now. I can go for 15 hours and still have bonus the whole time.
Right. So, but that's what I'm saying is like, I don't think it should be on the streamer. The constraint should be on the viewer. If you had it so that the viewer didn't get points after 20 races, that would force the viewers to move around.
I don't know if that's the right or wrong answer either, though.
I don't either, but I
Because
feel like
I actually talked about this. We were talking about this in the Discord for a second before I jumped in with you.
Mhm.
And I feel like one of the hardest things for a streamer in Marbles is when you're streaming and you know that your community's in another stream as well.
Mm-hmm.
Or half of your community, or 5 people in your community. You know what I mean? Or in another stream as well. So are they truly engaged in what you're saying, or are they just taking you for just taking your points? You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I like about the changes to the Twitch viewer system, where they only record like active viewers essentially, rather than passive viewers. So that's kind of how I measure success of events. Is I'm looking for my viewer number to be higher than the marbles dropping.
Right.
Because that's how I know that I have that unique engagement. Right.
Right.
So I think there's a pretty good system in place already for kind of monitoring that kind of progress. And you see it too, like the top grinders this season aren't usually on the top of the category.
Right.
Right. So,
right.
Especially the tilters. You got Iguana and Ferrari and Monkey. They're usually below top 10, if not top 20 in the category. And then there are some top tenors that do hit the top. You know, you're up there from time to time in the category when you're at a peak hour. Blizzard Girl is usually up there pretty high as well. So that's always something that kind of like, what are the differences there? And it's usually engagement, right? You and Blizzard Girl are very active on screen, getting into things with chat, keeping the conversation going, little dead air.
You have to keep this. You have to keep the chat moving, without telling the chat to move.
Exactly.
Easiest way to say it. You got to keep the chat moving without telling the chat to move, and it puts you higher in the list.
Right.
No matter how many people you have in there, you could have 5, and if your chat's flying, it puts you up there.
And that's it's interesting to see that dynamic between positions on the leaderboard and positions on the category, and how those kind of interplay. And I feel like part of that does also happen with Tilted as well, because I guess with Tilted, the focus is more on the tilter, less on the marble. So viewers don't have that same option to kind of fall into the role, right? When your marble's out on the track and you're up in first place, it's like, yeah, go. And there's no real first place in Tilted. It's just whether or not your marble dies.
It's don't die. Yeah, don't kill me.
Right? And it's not to say that it can't be engaging, but I think it requires a different approach from the streamer.
Right.
So
I feel like more practice helps that too.
Yes, for sure.
I look at certain streamers and I see where they're at, and I'm like, you have it right now. You're there. Your engagement could go out of control, because you know what I mean. If that makes sense, like in the tilting world, like you could change this whole thing overnight.
Yeah.
And sometimes take people longer to see that, but when they see it, they're gonna go, "Why?" You know. But that all takes practice. That's another reason I tell you I want to get higher in tilting. I want to be better at tilting. I feel like tilting can totally be changed.
I'm toying with the
for the better
of grinding next season myself. I feel like I could bring a lot more entertainment value to Tilted, especially. And since the meta's kind of favoring Tilted at the moment, it might be a best of both worlds situation. So I don't know. I have to think about it.
You do a lot more marbles than I do. If your community is about marbles, I'd say go for the grind.
They are certainly about marbles.
If you do other things, there's been numerous nights I've got off. I'm not going to lie. And I've got a lot of people in here hanging out with me, and I thank you guys so much for being here. Everybody on Chance TV, thanks for being here and hanging out. I've got off and go, I don't know if that was the best thing.
Right.
Numerous nights. I know what I'm going for, but I've also got off and was like, that wasn't me. If that makes sense, that
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
me.
yeah,
That
yeah.
wasn't truly who I was. My brain was, this is what I need, but this isn't why I stream.
Right,
You know what I mean? This
right,
is
right.
what I need, but this isn't why I'm here.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And you get lost in that super fast.
Right.
And
The structure I'm toying with right now, which might, again, going back to like the balancing best of both worlds things, it would be structured as 12-hour grind, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. But the last hours would be my daily events. So like the talk show right now, obviously. So it would be a 10-hour grind and then 2-hour talk show at the end of it.
let me tell you something. Good luck.
Completely
You want to know why?
exhausted every day.
You want to know why I say that to you?
Hmm.
You want to know why I say good luck?
Hmm.
Because I am truly honored to be here and talk with you. I'm not going to be in the top 10 at the end of the week. Do you see what I mean?
Right, right.
And it's not a bad thing, but this is how I'm going to take this when I tell you that. I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because I know where my stream needs to go.
Right, right.
And I know where my community is, and I know what we like. I feel like I do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just like me telling you today, I do a cooking stream every Tuesday. And I did a poll on my cooking stream, and I was like, what? The amount of people that voted do this more.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what? You know what I mean? Like, it's an honor. It made me feel really good. And it's nothing against marbles.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're grinding marbles, the only thing you have in your head is no matter when you do anything else, why am I doing this when I know I need to be doing this?
Right, right, right.
When at the end of the day, what is it going to get you? Well, you know, what is it going to get you at the end of the day? That's how I look at it. What is it going to get you?
Makes sense. Makes sense.
I'm about building relationships and
Mm-hmm.
bonding and this might go back to the question you asked me earlier. I don't care how many people are in my room. If it's 5 or 50 or 100, there's that one person that you don't know what they were going through the day.
Right.
And when you got on, they could have been thinking things that I don't even want to talk about. But since you got on, or me that got on, it changed their whole mindset for the day.
Right.
That's a big reason I keep going, because I know there's people out there like that. If for military, for police, for EMS, for school teachers, for people that go to a normal job, I could go on for days. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's life's tough.
Mm-hmm.
We make it that way, and we shouldn't. You know. No, thank you.
I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that.
It's so, like I said, go for it. I don't want to encourage anybody not to go for it. Does that make sense? I don't want to, if anybody ever wants to go for it, go for it.
Yeah.
But also be truly ready and make sure that you as a streamer are ready and your stream is ready.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
why we're talking about this now and not
yes yeah
and not Monday
weekend,
before
right?
launch.
yeah. Oh well, by the way, I was thinking of this. I actually debated on going for top 10 until an hour into the season, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was an hour into Marble season, and I talked about it for probably a week. Hey guys, this is coming up, I might do this, I don't know. And then we were into Marbles, and it was like, you know what? Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
But then also going along the journey, and it has been we still have a week. It's been a very eye-opening, a very eye-lifting, experience.
Yep.
I missed a cooking stream.
Ooh.
I've never missed a cooking stream.
Ooh.
I've never missed a cooking stream since day one on Twitch, and I missed a cooking stream because of the grind, and that's not right.
Right.
Because there's viewers that come into my cooking stream that don't necessarily come into Marbles.
Right.
And that might be their one moment during the week that they want to come and hang out with me, and they missed it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not okay with me. That's not okay with me, and I don't like that. So personally, you have to be ready for this. You have to be ready. You have to be able to go, am I still going to be able to give what we're doing right now? What you do? Are you still going to be giving that 100% to your viewers? You got to think of all that.
Indeed.
It's a big thing. There's a lot into it people don't see.
Yeah, thankfully, I've been around marbles enough and helped enough grinders as well,
That you've been
kind
in
of
longer
behind
than
the
I have. You know what I
scenes.
mean?
Right?
You've
Yeah.
been in a lot longer than I
So
have.
I'm a
And
bit more aware of all the things that need to be considered,
right,
other
right,
than
right,
having done it myself.
right. And I get that. I completely
So
understand that. I completely. And like I said, I'm not saying I would never do it again.
right.
I'm not done. I mean, the season's not done. I'm not
Mhm.
done. You know what I mean? I see where the future. I see the rest of the week. I know what's going on.
Yeah, the especially when it comes to the grind specifically, because I have always said how the reason I don't really cater to the grind is because you're not in control of your content. You're kind of at the whim of the meta.
Right.
Um, and that's kind of why I'm considering it now. Is it just seems to have happened that the meta might actually be advantageous to my streaming style.
How do I put it though? I feel like I did a very good job this season changing my content to the meta.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can change your content, whatever happens, go with it.
Right.
I mean, this has been battle royal season like crazy. Now there's been streams where it's like, whoa, man, this is not okay to me, and I know this in the back of my head. And those are most of the time when I get off, I'm like, that wasn't right. I shouldn't have did that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it made me stronger. It made me better. It made me think about it. Going, you have to give and take.
Yeah.
I'm all about give and take. If it makes me go to number 15 because I raced more races, guess what? It is what it is because you have to make everyone happy. You can't just make one person happy. Thanks, big level woman. I appreciate it. You have to make everybody happy. If you don't, then why are you doing it? That's...
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I also feel like if you do it enough, and if you play enough, and you stick into marble content enough, and you get to meet people, and you get to know who they are, and their families, and who knows? In 5 more seasons in marbles, maybe I'll be number 3. And guess what? I didn't even try. That should be the overall goal.
Right. Right.
Look at where I'm at now, and I didn't have to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Look at
Yeah.
where I'm at
Yeah.
now, and we just got on and had a good time. That's a community growing and getting huge and going, look at what we can do. I hope you enjoy this. I see you over there sipping your tea.
It's good. It's really good.
I'm having fun.
Took me a while to find a loose leaf tea place nearby, but I finally found it, and they have good stuff. Not
Good.
the widest selection, but enough to keep me happy.
I'm not a tea guy.
It's all right.
I just see Angela. Cheers.
Let's see. Most of my other stuff shies away from marbles, but
That's fine. I
before
do
we
a lot of
kind
things other than marbles.
Before we kind of go that way, I guess, do you have any questions still in the marble field? More general, less personal, I guess, that you wanted to ask. And then we can look at switching topics.
More general and less personal about marbles. No, I can tell you this. 2 seasons ago, I would have had 37 things I want to say about marbles. Into 5 seasons now, I have nothing. And you smile because I think you understand what I mean by that. I was new. I didn't understand it. There's still things I don't understand. You know what I mean? There's still things I don't understand, but I also don't want to just know them. You know what I mean? I want to learn them on my own.
Right.
I do a lot of watching. A lot of people don't know I'm in their stream.
I think that's the biggest key to success as a marble streamer that people don't know. I think that's the thing. Most people don't realize that they're doing wrong as a marble streamer. They're not checking out the competition, and it's not even that. Like, it's not about viewing them as competition. It's just understanding what people are doing with marbles.
That's also a hard part about marbles, if we're on that subject. It's also a super hard thing about marbles. Because, for example, you can go into Warzone, and I know it's a huge thing, and there's people probably going to go, well, that's an overpopulated game, blah-de-da-de-da. Even though it's overpopulated, you can go in and do whatever you want with it and take it your way.
Right.
You can take your content how you want to take your content, and you don't worry about that next guy. Now, Marbles, you get on, and you see everybody. Everybody sees everybody. It's a good thing, and it's also a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. Because the biggest shark in the ocean shouldn't always go, I'm the biggest shark in the ocean. They should go, I'm here to help. I'm here to grow.
Yeah.
I'm here to make this the best game on Twitch. I'm here to take Warzone over.
Mm-hmm.
This game can be bigger than this game.
Yep.
But it's not going to if everybody just keeps going, I'm going to nom everybody away. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's
what I'm all about. Pushing the game, pushing the community.
Yes, I know you are.
Some people
That's
don't
why you
like
intrigue me.
Some people don't like it. It rubs some people the wrong way, but
I feel the same way about me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not afraid to sit back.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid when I see something to go, that's not right.
Mm-hmm.
That's BS. I work 40 hours a week. I have 2 kids. I was in the military. I was a volunteer firefighter. I've lived in 3 different states. I've seen a lot of things. I've seen a lot of bad things. And I'm not saying I'm better than anybody when I say that. There's a lot worse things out there than Marbles. Than things going on in Marbles. Than the worst thing in Marbles, there's worse things out there. You know what I mean? That's
and that's
that's what I get by that, you know?
Yeah, and that's another question I ask a lot of my guests, is that balancing between online life and real life. And there are situations where online life can become genuinely problematic, usually along the lines of addiction or obsession. Fortunately, I've only had one issue with that personally that I had to take care of. But
I feel like the hardest thing is trying to get people to understand that there's 2 different lives.
Yeah, exactly.
Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like
that's why this show exists.
It's
literally
easy.
Why this show exists.
It's
like,
easy.
We streamers are more than streamers. Please hear us.
Right.
Just give us 2 hours to defend the point.
Well, like, how do you put it? Like, I go into streams a lot, and I don't text very much when I go into streams. I sit there and I lurk.
Yeah.
I'm not good at texting. Mm-hmm. There's a funny thing that goes in my chat. We don't feel the D in my chat, which is funny, right? Actually, my hand's messed up, so I can't type.
Right.
It's numb on this side. So when I go into people's chat sometimes, I try to chat, and it looks like a 3-year-old did it. And it's easy for a streamer automatically to go, what is that crap sauce? Or make sense sauce. And it's like, wait a minute, why don't you step back 2 seconds and actually go, wait a minute, something could have happened. And now you can ask any of my people that are in my chat. I'm big about that. I can tell you this. I've been on Twitch for 9 months. I've banned 1 person in 9 months.
Same. My entire Twitch career, only banned 1 person.
1. You can usually talk to somebody and ask them about their day and what's going on with their day, and they will tell you, because 9 times out of 10 it's something has happened to them, and this is the only way they can vent against this person. I mean, it helps to have a huge beard, so I look at them and go, what are you doing? And they're all automatically like, oh shit, I did it to the wrong person. But it happens. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's what it is. It's the nature of the beast, I guess I should say, you know?
Yeah. I'm a bit more in the camp of being that mirror, right?
I don't know where to look, by the way, either.
You could look wherever you want.
I have you in 2 places. I see you twice.
I have 3 monitors and 2 sauces and a camera. So
yeah.
It doesn't matter where I look. I'm looking at something. I try to look more at this one, because then it kind of has me facing toward you. Whereas if I actually look at you, it looks like I'm completely distracted.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like if I just sit here doing this, gazing longingly into your eyes, it looks like I'm completely disinterested in the conversation.
Yes.
So, illusion of streaming.
Yeah. Ba 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 ba.
But yeah. So a couple things to tackle there. So I'll backtrack a little bit, at least for my thought process. keeping that perspective of real life versus what's happening online, because there is a propensity to be a bit more petty with the anonymity of internet. And I feel like the anonymity of internet, I think a lot of people don't understand what's actually happening psychologically, right? Because we all know you can be DOSed, we all know you can be tracked and all that stuff. And I think most people are fairly sure that their actual identities aren't like perfectly secure. I think the real anonymity comes from confrontation, right? In your day-to-day life,
big words I don't understand. It scares me.
right? The confrontation.
Sorry.
No, it's good. It's good.
You see the bit? They don't stop, man. They go. They're here. They're freaking going.
That's why I'm glad to have them. Get some fresh sauce in the chat there.
Holy shit.
But I feel like in real life, any confrontation you have has the option to escalate physically. And even if it doesn't, it's still something that can escalate socially.
Right.
Like either the people you work with or the people you live next to are the ones that physically see you every day. Mm-hmm. And so that is a relationship you want to protect more. Where even online, if it's someone you're chatting with every day or whatever, you always have the option. You can just turn it off, right? You can just unplug.
Right, you can be done with it in a
second. Your reputation is disposable, and it's not. But that's the psychology at work there, is that idea like, well, I still have my offline life, so this is a bit more disposable. I think that's where the real like anonymity comes from, that encourages people to be a bit more brazen. But it does also work the other way, is that you can become too protective of it because then you lose sight, right? So it's both keeping in mind that your online personality is a portion of your identity, but also keeping in mind that it's not your whole identity.
I try to be
exactly. It goes wrong at the extremes of both ends.
Personally, I try to be the exact same.
Right, but you're not. It's not 100%.
It's pretty damn close.
It's close. It's close, and that's to your strength and to your credit.
Pretty damn close.
Right.
Because I can't look at somebody in chat and tell them to go have a great day if I'm not going to.
Right.
I can't tell them to go and push through the day if I'm not going to. I can't tell them to not give up if I'm not going to. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I can't do the things I do. You see some of the emotes that go up. The can't stop, won't stop's a thing. I have a Discord. It goes up all the time. The never give up's a thing. Mm-hmm. If I'm not going to do it, they can't do it. I can't tell somebody to do something and not feel the same way. I can't. For example, I streamed on Mixer. But for only like 3 months, maybe 4 months, right? I can tell you in 3 months on Mixer, I did Fortnite. My little daughter, she's 9 now. You know, she wanted me to do it. She said, "I want to see you play Fortnite." And it's a kid thing, right? And I was like, "All right, you want to watch me play Fortnite?" And all my buddies were like, "You should stream, right?" I can tell you on Mixer, I didn't stream at 18 plus. When I turned on Twitch, I made a commitment, and I haven't stepped down from that commitment. I'm 18 plus all the time because this is who I am. I'm an adult.
Right.
This is who I am. This is me. If I want to say what I want to say, This is what's going to come out. Now, I understand, too, when we sit here and go, you can't see, you don't know who's who. It's the internet. You can't go to somebody's device and until they say their age, this is who you are, right? I get that. You know what I mean? But also, I committed to it, and I'm not going to take away. Does it take away viewers sometimes? I feel like it does. Because it blocks certain people. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm never going to stop doing that. That's a part of me that won't change. Mm-hmm. That's just who I am.
Okay. And there are 2 different ways of looking at it. You could probably argue 3, but I'll consolidate it to 2. In that, if you're looking to stream full time, you do kind of have that obligation to treat your stream as a business. So there is that obligation, and sometimes to consider demographics and things like that. But the other, and I don't mean this as an insult, but as the other interest for streaming is as a hobby, which isn't to say it's not taken seriously, not to say it's not taken professionally, but to say that it's taken as an extension of yourself rather than a business endeavor you're conducting.
I can tell you this, sitting here with you, it will be a full-time thing for me. I will be a partner streamer someday. No matter how long it takes me. I will. That's in me. That's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand the business side of what you're saying about it. But also, every business runs a different way.
Yeah.
You could have the exact same business, for example. You could have the exact same company. They could be in two different cities that are right next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And they both run exactly different, but they all both succeed.
Right.
So nobody can look at anybody. And I've said that a lot because I've watched things on Twitch and people sit on and talk and go, this is how you need to run your thing and this is what I think you should do. And you can't tell people that. You literally can't sit there and say, this is what you need to do.
Right.
When everything runs different. There's millions of people on Twitch. And there's probably 1 million partner streamers and all of them do a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they succeed in a different way.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's a crazy world. It's also one of the toughest careers, I will say. Because I always like to tell everybody about it that, how do I put it? If somebody comes up to me, my parents, for example, explain it to me, Sauce. But they don't call me Sauce. You know what I mean? Explain it to me. I said, imagine this. You're in a restaurant and you get a table, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the food you serve, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what I have to offer, and it's the best food out there. You can't beat it. It's the best thing. It's the best burger you can ever get. And immediately when you walk away from the table, guess what? The guy from the restaurant next door walked in the front door and actually served that table. That food. Doesn't happen anywhere else but on Twitch, right?
Right.
That is the craziest thing in the world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is the craziest. That's the best way to describe it, right?
Right. It's okay. I guess. Okay. Here's a great way, I think, to continue your analogy. Right. Let's continue the analogy here. Most businesses are a restaurant,
Right.
whereas Twitch is a food court.
Right.
But
With
it's not a small food court where there's one Japanese, one Chinese, one barbecue, one pizza, one fried chicken. There's hundreds of every subdivision and fusion possibility imaginable.
Mm-hmm.
And
every currency counts.
You're right, and you have to
no matter what.
You have to somehow try to find a way to sustain your customer base in the gigantic global food court.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like, too, me being so new to streaming, people have to understand that everybody's different in the world.
Mm-hmm.
People that like you aren't necessarily going to like me.
Right.
People like me aren't going to necessarily like you. It doesn't mean they can't hang and become friends. But they just don't like the same content. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Then I feel like that's hard for people to understand sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Really hard for people to understand.
There are people who are on Twitch for a category, and there are people who are on Twitch for a streamer.
Right. Here, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely more a streamer person. Only because I'm in marbles, I kind of have a marbles category approach to watching marble streams. So I'm in a lot of different streams, and I don't go back very often to the same streams in a short period of time. It's usually a month apart or so. But there are specific streams I only watch that. So I watch, if I need to relax, I got my Bob Ross. If I'm just looking for some casual entertainment, I'll probably put on one of my tech streamers. If I want something a bit more engaging, I used to do Dr. Disrespect, but he's on YouTube now, so
yes,
I kind of been floating around a little bit more, trying to see if there's any individuals that kind of have a little bit different flair along those lines.
I got you.
But I definitely go more towards the streamer side of my recreational watching rather than my more business-oriented watching of the marbles category.
The business.
And yeah, people are in a stream for a reason.
You're exactly right.
So it's not like
there's
this
four
random.
reasons.
It's not a random distribution.
There's 4 reasons.
What?
There's 4 reasons.
Do it. I'm ready.
Look at you.
Do
I do it?
I'm ready.
There's 4 reasons.
Got my notepad ready. Let's go.
Support.
Mm-hmm.
Stealing.
Mm-hmm.
Want to be called out.
Mm-hmm.
Just there to say, hey, I'm here. And what was my last one? I had these all down. And that's not a thing. It's support, stealing, want to be called out, and I'm just going to stay with 3 right now. But those are the main 3.
It'll come.
Those are the main 3. Those are the main 3. It'll come. Watch, and I'll be like, there it is. Those are the main 3.
Okay.
It happens. It's like you go back to the buffet thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I see this in 9 months from streaming. And every streamer sees it. That's the craziest part about it. And it's also easy for a streamer to be put into a category when they shouldn't be super fast.
Mm.
Does that make sense when I say that?
Yes.
If you go in to support somebody, for example, if I come into your stream, I'm not saying this will happen. It's super easy by a streamer saying one thing. Oh, he's just in here for this. Well, that's not necessarily the case 9 times out of 10. You know what I mean? It's super easy. You have to build a relationship.
Oh, yeah.
And I see that. You have to build a relationship. You have to build.
Yeah.
It doesn't come overnight.
Nope.
It's also super hard because you're talking through a text that can be misread 72 different times.
Yep. I still get uncomfortable. Like, I'm pretty sure I could ask LT to do anything, and he'd be like, "Sure, let's do it." But I always feel awkward. Like, I always message him in DM, like, "Hey, can I ask you something on stream real quick?" like, as well as LT and I know each other, and as often as we're constantly throwing things back and forth, there's still that awkward formality of like, "Are you okay with me talking about this in your stream?" Like,
I completely understand.
Right? So, I could definitely say any streamer could accuse me of being a like stealing lurker in most streams I'm in, and to some degree they would be right. But I don't go into streams that I don't want to support.
Right.
And that's kind of like, that's very much the marbles builder community.
I'm the same way.
Morality is like, in the building community, having your idea stolen is like, yes. Like, you came up with something so good, someone else had to build it for themselves because they liked it so much. And you just have to take it as a compliment. It's like, you know, if you're a streamer, you're kind of documented, especially with me. That's why I try to stream my builds as often as I can. It's because, like, I don't care if you guys take these ideas, just know where the idea fucking came from. Like, I got states, I got receipts.
Hey, this is where it came from.
Right.
There's not enough of that.
I try to return it that way as well. So, like, right now, Diablo Bob has been working really hard with dissecting the gravity rings because you can manipulate it with slow motion to get 2 different results. So the streamer can put things into slow motion to get marbles to go into one area after they get launched, and then take it out of slow motion to get the marbles to go into a different area. So you have this option to integrate.
It happens on death maps too.
Right. So you have this option to like integrate a choose your own adventure kind of a approach. And he would probably say I helped a lot in refining a very complex idea down to 3 pieces, because he was sending me some stuff. And in like 10 minutes, I just kind of like put everything he sent me together. I was like, no, you just need 2 portals and a ring and you're done. He's like, oh, that's a lot easier. I'm like, yeah, keep on it. But I'm not going to say it's my idea because it was Diablo Bob's idea. And I tell people that, like, hey, want to check out my new map? it's a Diablo Bob idea. Right? Like, there's no shame in being like, I stole this. It's like, no, like, this is Diablo Bob's idea. What do you think? Like, that's
Right.
and it goes back to what we were talking about before about pushing the community. You know, if everyone's trying to scrabble around for protecting their ideas and keeping it all to themselves, there's no growth in that.
True. Very true.
So yeah, I agree. So what's the third one? Or we didn't even really get into your definition of the second one. Do you want to go into the support?
Support, you can... Marble shows it a lot. You know, as a Marble streamer.
It comes gushing.
Every Marbles streamer sees what every Marble streamer is doing. I will sit there and say this right now. Every Marble streamer sees what every Marble streamer is doing. And every streamer sees who is. They see which person's in their chat, where those people are at, what they're doing. I've never had a game like this in my life. I've seen it more this season. I have been on my PC for 4 months. I started streaming off my Xbox. I've been on a PC for 4 months, and I can tell everybody, when you're grinding, I see 5 streams at the same time.
Yep.
And it's also an amazing thing. And it's also an amazing thing because you'll never know that I'm in 5 streams at the same time.
Right.
Because I can interact and we talk and we chill, but I can see everything going on in Marbles. And you can see who's doing what.
Yep.
You can see who's there for what they're there for and what they're doing.
Lurking,
so you know,
lurking grinders is definitely the most informative for me anyway.
I have people in my chat that support me more than anybody would even know, and they don't say a word for weeks.
Yep.
And I know who they are. And I don't have to say their name because they don't talk for a reason, but they're there supporting. And every streamer knows who they are. Every streamer has those people. Yeah, I'm telling you, as a streamer, you know who they are. I don't look a lot. I turn my numbers off a lot, but I also can tell you the people that are there. And it doesn't matter what I do. If it's cooking, Warzone, Marbles, it's like, wow. And they're sometimes the most intriguing people because it's like, what am I doing?
Right.
Because this girl's here for every single thing I do.
Right.
What am I doing?
Right.
How do I get that? How do I blossom that?
Yep.
Into the world, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for me, because I joke a lot about how I'm like the least grinder friendly stream on Twitch and all that stuff. But the other side of that is that grinder feedback is actually the most important. When I knew the 1 hour track concept was a really good idea, I had just as many grinders dropping for the 1 hour streams as non-grinders. And like, I'd be like, I'm only doing this twice tonight because it's going to take 3 hours. So like this, you get 2 races. They're like, yeah, I'm here for it. I'm like, but you're a grinder, like.
Yeah, you're right? I'm gonna scuff
like,
you. Instant scuff. You're an instant scuff right now. You're gonna have it.
Like, but that feedback to me is like that's probably like the second most meaningful feedback I could ever get. Is like, yeah, I'm a grinder, but I'm gonna throw you 2 energy today because I like what you're doing.
Right.
And it's like,
right.
Paul, like Jesus. So.
Yeah, you're.
Yeah.
I respect every aspect of Marbles. I mean, you've seen my streams. I feel like there's a lot of times where I have equally grinder, non-grinder interaction going in my streams, and I enjoy that. It means a lot to me. You know what I mean? Because I want new people to understand what Marbles is and hang with me and have fun, but I also want grinders to come in and go, this guy's not going to screw me.
Right.
It's a big part of Marbles, so why would you... You don't drive a car around with no gas in it. You know what I mean? You don't drive with no oil. You blow the car up. You got to put oil in it. You know what I mean? You got to have it in there. You got to do it. It's what you got to respect it. You got to keep it full. You got to. It is what it is.
Yeah. It's cool stuff. Crazy world. Well, I think we've exhausted marbles.
Marbles is done. No more marbles. No, look at it. I'm just...
It also takes us conveniently enough to the Mystery Mix Up! Yeah! We did it. Look at that. An hour in already.
Just like that.
Who would have thought?
I could go for 5 hours, dude.
Easily. Okay.
Easy.
I'm gonna see. This might require us to pose a little bit, so we're gonna have to.
Filters don't work on my face. Look at me.
That's fine. Don't pose it. So here's what we're thinking for the what we want to do, I guess. Yeah. I think I'm gonna do this. Perfect. All right, I got it. We're ready. Totally prepped. We're gonna try to come up with new looks. You're quite well known for your beard. I'm quite well known for my mustache.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, what if we dared to change our looks?
Try it.
So I'm thinking, all right, so I guess the first thing we got to do is we got to get me your beard.
Good luck.
So let's see if I can find. Like I did a search for biker beard. It looks like I'm on the right path, kind of.
Right there to your left, over your shoulder.
This one?
Yep. Look
That
at
one?
look at that guy.
So I'm gonna have to
It's
like.
pretty close, right?
It's the right shades. Definitely the right shades. This is from the 1970s. Good lord.
Welcome to paradise.
All right, so I'm gonna get that
You
going.
gonna crop this thing in 32 seconds? Look at you.
I might be able to.
This is a madman.
I might be able to. Let me get this going here. So we're going to see if we can't pop this out.
It's still too short.
I think it's too short.
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's see if we can't. We're just gonna pop.
Gotta take your shirt off though.
I have to do. Oh, all right. We're okay. We're somewhere here.
Look.
We hold on.
Gotta take your shirt off to match.
We can add a little more. Oh,
Look at this guy.
I think that's as good as we get here. All right, so we're just. Oh God, we got the mouth.
Dar said crop my beard. Why don't you just crop my beard off me?
I could.
I mean, you want to find the same.
This is more fun though. This is more fun. All right, so we're gonna
crop my beard.
set this to a transparent background. Let's see.
Hey, this is what I use to make balls.
Is it? Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you that. Are you still doing that, by the way?
I haven't done it very often, no.
No.
This is what I make to make balls. The same thing.
Cool. All right. Let's see. Now,
How did you do that? How Rodson? How did you do that?
I'm magic.
Oh, it's magic.
All right. Now I'm gonna have to like turn myself a certain way, I think. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. We're gonna full beard it up now. We got a white background just to make sure we're good. Add the beard. Perfect. Boom. All right. So I'm facing the right way. That's gonna look weird with the mouth. But
You gotta turn towards me. Right there.
what do you think? Can I pull it off?
It's good. Yeah, you're good. You should grow one.
I should go for it.
Yeah.
You have any recommendations on beard? Like, so here's I got the Brillo pad problem. That's the problem I got, right? So if we get really close in, probably can't see with this camera, but like it it gets that weird like curly Amish kind of thing
Gotta let it
going
go.
on.
I will tell you this: your beard will change 8 times. As it grows, your beard will change 8 times. I'll tell everybody this. Everybody comes to me, he's like, "How'd you grow your beard?" Mine gets to this stage and it looks so bad. You gotta
Right.
keep letting it go. You gotta just let it go, and then finally it gets to a stage where it's the same. It'll change 8 times though. A lot of people don't understand. Oils are for your face.
Right.
Balm is for the hair.
Balm for the hair.
It's. I don't even know what I have. Once it gets to a certain point, it doesn't matter anymore.
All right. Well,
Because
we
it
know
takes me a
long
whole
mustache.
bottle. It takes me a whole bottle of oil to do anything with this thing now.
Oh, okay. Here we go. I think I can crop out. Yeah, this. All right. So we're gonna take the top one. We're gonna go with the skinny one.
All right.
We'll see if we can't get that onto you here. How long is your mustache, by the way?
I don't know. Pretty long. It was longer. I messed it up. It was longer. I messed it up. What? 2 months ago? I actually shaved it off because I messed it up. It was over my glasses at one point.
Let's see here.
Oz says you need a bow in there.
Need
The
a
beard wasn't.
Oh
right without
yeah,
a bow.
I need a bow. You're right.
You needed a bow.
All right. So I think we can put a white background on this.
Dun, 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 dun.
There we go. All right. It's pretty good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, we can make that work.
Oh.
We can definitely make that work. I think you need to get some wax on there, my friend.
Here's the thing, and I'll tell you about my mustache. This side grows funny.
Oh, okay.
This side will grow real nice. You know what I mean? This side will do a weird old like.
That's what this side does. Yep.
Yeah, it does
That's
a
what
weird
this side
little.
does. Takes a lot
What are
more
you
tanning.
doing thing? Yeah, what are you doing thing over there?
Right, what other styles could we entertain here? As far as facial hair goes, what else? What else do we have?
I can't.
How about like a Fu Manchu? Can we do like a Fu Manchu?
Fu Manchu?
How do you even spell Fu Manchu? It's the actual Fu Manchu.
You should go with that. You should do that.
I kind of
style.
I went
could
for
do
a
that.
long beard.
You could do the guy right there underneath
This
your
one.
shoulder. Yeah, that one. That could be you. Yeah,
I did.
I can see that.
Yeah, I was about a third of the way there. It wasn't working. This gets very thin for some reason.
Wasn't working.
It wasn't working. It gets this gets very thin. It's like I have very coarse hair, but not a lot of it. So it's hard to do long, small amounts.
It
Unfortunately,
takes a long time because this hair right here takes super long to grow.
yeah.
It takes a long time for these.
And I have
hairs to grow.
patches like right here
because they break.
right here
because they
doesn't
break.
grow. Yeah,
Yeah, they break a lot when you're eating, and they go crazy.
it's not good. But I mean, if I could, I would, for sure. Especially like when I'm older. Like if I go all white, I'm definitely gonna like the. What are we talking? Kill Bill, right? The master from Kill Bill. Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You should dye yours white.
Well, if it starts going white, I might just force it the rest of the way. I don't want to be treading that weird gray for a while. I want to go full white. We had so someone says Viking. I mean, you're kind of Viking already. There's a Viking guy on TikTok actually, who has gorgeous hair. It's fantastic. But
I braid mine every once in a while.
would you ever? What are you working with, like head hair wise? Because you have a hat on most of the time.
Zero head hair. That's
So
why I wear a hat.
no ability to get like a mohawk going. Or
No.
anything like that?
No.
But you do braid the hair.
I braid my beard. Yeah.
How about like if we did like a
I like. I've always wanted to do like. It doesn't turn out good though. Go to like.
even like the
You see that one? See that one in the beard on your down. See that right there?
yeah.
You know how hard that is to do?
Oh, I would imagine
That is almost impossible. That is almost impossible to do because you have to shave your sides right here super short.
Right.
You literally have to braid that every day like that, or
Right.
it's literally a super long goatee with side. Oh, it's so hard.
I can see
I
that.
thought of doing that one time. That beard is long.
See, I was trying to do something along these lines, and I had a good length, but it just wasn't working. So
If you notice, a lot of the ones are on fake people because you can't get them to work.
They usually are woven in.
Yeah.
Like those are definitely fake. The whole thing's fake over there, but.
Look at that one right there. The guy over. That right there.
Yeah.
The braided one. Nope, one more in the middle with the red vest on.
Yeah.
Look at that beard is so long. To
Yeah.
braid your beard
Probably
like
twice
that,
as long.
his beard goes to his damn knees.
Probably.
That thing is out of control.
Probably.
Yo, what up, Morticia? How you doing?
Good stuff. But yeah.
That thing goes.
Ooh, now see, this is kind of what I was going for right here.
You do that.
I had that going. It just it wasn't full. That's the
Gotta
problem.
let it go.
Guess I'll just have to try hard.
Biotine.
Biotine. I've been using Bluebeard. Bluebeard works pretty well.
Take Biotine.
Biotine. I'll have to look into it.
You can buy it at the Walgreens or whatever.
Right. Cool. Well, I would say Mission Mix Up successful because I don't even remember what we were talking about for the first hour. So, well done. We did it.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
What are we talking about? Take steroids. Take steroids.
I thought
You're glue on a mohawk.
I guess
I'm
it
not gonna
depends
glue on a
which
mohawk.
steroid, but I think some steroids actually make you lose hair. But I guess body hair, you grow more body hair. That's what happens, right? You go bald, but you grow more body hair.
Is that how it works?
I don't
know.
It depends on the steroid, but yeah. Okay, well, you want to be in the driver's seat for this last hour?
Sure.
All right. I'm interested to see where you take us. Let's do it. I still have.
I don't type.
some
This is me.
questions.
I'm old school. See me? This is old school stuff.
Have you?
I thought you just typed yours all out. Look at never. Damn it.
The papers I have for building and timestamps and.
Can I go to the restroom real quick before?
If you want to take a break, we can take a break.
All right. Give me 35 seconds.
I'll engage chat. Actually, I need to pour my tea anyway, so it gives me time to do that as well. All right. Sauce will be right back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for being here. We're going to take a quick intermission break. But it's all good. Courtesies. Is it Curtis IMO or is it Curtisismo? Like, is it all one thing? I feel like I need to learn how to pronounce your name properly. But thank you for the 8 bits. Much appreciated. Good to have you all here. Kurt Tiz IMO. Kurt Tiz Emo. I'm doing the best I can. I apologize. Kurt Tiz Emo. Okay. Got it. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. One thing at a time. And thank y'all for coming out, especially if you're joining in from Sauce's channel. We stream every day, so feel free to stop by any day of the week, usually around 7 p.m. Like a magician. Yeah, Curtis Hemo. Makes sense. Oh, like Curtisimo. Like a. Ah. Let's call him Mo. I could call him Mo. The Gran Curtismo. Gran Curtisimo. Alright. I can get behind that. Makes sense. We did it. We all did it. Oh, Sauce is back. Welcome back.
Hey, wait.
We spent the entire time learning how to say Curtisimo's name.
Curtismo.
Curtisimo.
It's Curtismo. That's what I'm going to call him forever. It doesn't matter.
Curtisimo.
You can call him Mo. All right.
Cool.
You ready?
Almost. My water's just about boiling, but ask away. I'll pour mid answer.
What is something people seem to most misunderstand about you?
Ooh. Where do I begin? I think the biggest, like, blanket answer to that is my character work. And that's probably mostly on my failings. Let me just pour my next round.
Good. I was just getting another drink too.
But I'm not the strictest on staying in character the entire time I'm presenting character. So I'll definitely take some blame on myself as to where confusion can come from. But
Secretism. I am going to call Sauce a cock for the rest of my life. This dude jumps in my stream and be like, "Hey, cock." I'm like, "Get out of here."
So I'll definitely.
Anyways, sorry.
I'll take the blame for any confusion. I could definitely see people being confused by my presentation, but generally speaking, I'll usually make it a point when I'm talking seriously and not in character. But I think people underestimate my divisions of characters between myself. Like, I am personally nothing like anything people are going to see on Twitch. I very much like being the wallflower observer type. Speak softly and carry a large stick kind of
I gotcha.
approach to life. So each different character I present on Twitch, some of them come from aspects of me I accentuate, others of them come from things I observe about humanity that I either like or dislike and accentuate that. So I think people are always surprised when I talk to them in private about, like, being easy to talk to, being understanding, willing to be helpful, stuff like that. Because they don't get that vibe from all of my characters.
Right. You could be. I think I've seen that about you though.
Mm-hmm.
From the first time I saw you, I was like, he really sees marbles. He really sees people. I don't want to bring marbles back into it, but you know what I mean?
Right.
But you really see the picture.
Yeah.
You see the big picture of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the streams you do is about the big picture.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't see that as a viewer, then you don't see it.
Yeah.
And I see that in you. I truly see that in you. I see what's going on. Some of the things you do, it's like, I could never do that. And it's a compliment. You know what I mean? It's a compliment. It's not it's not in a negative way. It's just, it's like, wow, I couldn't do that. Let me watch. You know what I mean? This intrigues me. Like, that's the kind of guy I am. If I can't do it, I want to sit in there and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the kind of guy I am. You know, so you're doing good.
I appreciate that. But I think that's my most blanket answer, I would say, is, and like I said, I think I could take responsibility for the confusion in that because I'm not very strict with myself and staying in character the entire time. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if I ever would.
But what's a character?
It depends on how I'm approaching.
Does that make sense?
Right, yeah.
I guess I'm the same. I'm who I am when I am.
Right.
If I'm tired from work, my chat will know I'm tired.
Right.
That's just that's me. You know what I'm saying? That's me, though. You know what I mean?
I think the point of the character is to simplify the process of presenting yourself to the public. Right.
Right.
In being genuine, being yourself, as you've said, like, pretty much nothing's off the table, right? Like,
right.
If it's there, it's there, and whatever part of you that responds to that is going to respond to that.
But also, like me, I'll bring me into it. I have to understand that. Yeah. And I understand that as a person. Hey, this is who I am today.
Yeah.
My chat knows that a lot of the times they'll come in, oh, Sauce is in a hoodie. Oh, he's, you know what I mean? Yeah. This is how I feel today.
Exactly.
I'm tired.
Exactly.
I worked 40 hours and I kicked my ass today. Mm-hmm. This is who I am. I'm not going to beat around
That's
the
what
bush.
I'm saying with what a character allows me to do is to simplify that presentation.
I gotcha.
Either I'm capable of presenting that character or I'm not. And if I'm not, I don't stream. If I am, I stream and I'm in that character. And it may take a little while for me to get there, but once I get there, it's just okay. Blinders are on. I'm in my little box. Let's just right like it cuts down a lot of
Question inside of a question.
Hmm.
What have to do to get you out of the character?
Ooh. I don't know, come visit.
Come visit.
Let me cook you dinner and let's share a couple drinks.
I got you. I get you. I get it.
that.
Okay. I like it. I like it.
In DMs, I think I'm pretty genuine in my DMs with you. I would treat that as pretty good reflection of myself, how I conduct myself in DMs with you. And I'm a bit more open and less guarded in the talk show. It's technically still the Shen's TV persona, but a bit less guarded on it for sure.
I got you.
But yeah, I'll chat anytime. Just call me up. We'll chat.
Oh yeah, I enjoy it. Honestly, it's a part of, since me being, I'll bring it up. I'm still super new to all this. I'm not gonna deny it. You know what I mean? I'm new to all this still. I'm just now getting feelers out. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or putting feelers out.
Yeah.
Seeing, I've had so many messages, and I don't have to say names, from people, watch that person or watch that person.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute. What is going on here? Maybe you have to watch this person, but doesn't mean I have to. Look at 24. Yeah. What is it? If I have to watch him, doesn't mean you have to watch him. Just because you think this person is good, doesn't mean that I'm not going to mesh with them. It's a good kind of thing, but also, whoa, time out. Just because you don't like the police officer in town doesn't mean he's not my best buddy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's one of those things.
I'll make recommendations for people, but I'm usually pretty good about it. Like I make sure it's kind of curtailed.
I got you.
So it's not like I find a streamer and I tell everyone about them, but I'll find a streamer and be like, oh, you need to talk to these two people. Like, go ahead to their channel. And I usually have it go the other way. If I'm finding the streamer, I'll recommend the streamer go watch the people I already know, rather than telling the people I already know to go watch them. But some, depending on how the situation is, it could go either direction.
I got you.
But there definitely needs to be some kind of filtering process on that for sure when you're getting into the recommending who to watch out for. I did a similar thing when I started Marbles. I was strictly focused on commentary because I was the void, and kind of still is the void, which I'm glad because it gives me a leg up. But that's all I did. I just did studio maps every stream, commentary for every race for 5 months straight, and I was just basically just getting my craft worked out. And then I found Pixel, and then a month later Pixel found me, and we started getting a bit more into the creative side of things. And then I was like, oh, like there's a community out here. I need to start putting my roots into the soil. Kind of.
That's where it's been very different for me. I feel like I came into it and everybody was like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
Who's this guy? Like that. You know what I mean? It was like, whoa, who's this guy? I mean, that's the easiest way for me to say it, and I'm not going to say it's a bad thing or a good thing. It's just, I could feel it. I could feel it like, whoa, what's going on? You know what I mean?
That's what I did. I was like, I'm watching this guy. This guy's up to something. I'm watching him.
Not up to anything. Just being.
And here he is, Marble Fest.
Here he is, Marble Fest. It's Saturday, right? Yeah, I'm honored to be in that, by the way. Next question. You ready? Since I have the stand. If you had a billboard with anything on it, what would you put on it and why?
Ooh.
You didn't think I'd come at questions like this, did you? Look at.
Well, I thought
of these at work today.
I have a tendency to what has been called shen, to shen my answers. A lot of shenning goes on, in which case I don't answer not your question. So I'm trying to resist that urge right now. So I guess to clarify, does it have to promote something I'm involved with?
It's whatever you want on it. You want me to give you an example of me?
Sure.
If it was me, I would promote wellness and happiness, and let everybody know everything's going to be okay. You can get through the times you're in right now. That's just the kind of person I am. I know it's super easy as a streamer, and as a streamer that's been doing it for a lot longer than me, to get sucked in and go, everything I need to do, every TikTok I do, everything I get on needs to be promoting me. That's not who I am.
Right.
If that helps you, that's what I would do. Let people know that it's okay out there. You're going to be through it. It's going to be fine. It's going to pass. Just go to the people you love. Be strong. Find your friends. Find people that will help you and work with them. That's what mine would say.
I'm always on the board of, kind of challenging people, getting people to be a bit more intelligent with their decisions and choices in life. So it would probably craftily and cleverly creating something that in a very short, simple sentence or two questions kind of get someone who might be in an emotional reactive state to like pause, collect themselves, and then reevaluate the situation.
I like it. It's a tough question, isn't it?
So probably something along the lines of like, is that you reacting or your emotions? Right? Just as blanket billboard.
I like it.
If I had to promote something right now, I would probably promote the new 1 hour track. That's what I would do.
Yeah? It's a tough one. That's a commitment for people to do that.
I'm getting some good ideas. I'm very excited about it.
That's a commitment.
So, yeah.
I'll try it someday. Look at him. He's like, yeah, it is. Yeah, I love you. I love you for that. Like, yeah, it is. That's why I do it. That's what intrigues me about you, by the way. It's totally different. Totally, nobody would think of it. Ideas. Does that make sense? That's why I like it.
The brain's always going. It's a blessing and a
be,
curse.
Right? All right. You ready for the next one?
Ready.
What is your best tip for making the world a better place?
I'm a big fan of kind of describing ontologies. And ontologies is basically like a theme that summarizes your worldview, right? So the easiest one would be like a lot of capitalists have a monetary ontology. So they see the world through the lens of money and like how money is the tool on which society operates and how the aggregation of money is the establishment of gaining capital and blah, 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 blah. Like that's a way to view the world. Doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It's just a way to try to frame this infinitely complex system you're looking at in a way to make it make sense, at least in one avenue. And, there's almost as many ontologies as there are actual ways of life. The one that fascinates me the most is what I call like a threshold psychology. There's this weird phenomenon where when things reach a certain limit, things can change instantly, right? So you could be consuming a mildly toxic substance unknowingly for a very long time, never have any symptoms, but then you get a small microdose of something in one instance and it just cascades everything and your whole body like falls apart, right? And so there's a lot of situations in life where there seems to be these thresholds where things completely change. And I think societally, the biggest one is intelligence for thresholds. I think there's a very clear line where the average engagement, education, and intelligence of the citizens, if it's below that threshold, it's going to feedback loop in a negative spiral. And if it's above that threshold, it's going to feedback loop into a positive spiral. And the gray area in between is quite narrow. It's usually pretty obvious which direction a society is going. So I would say adopting, at least for a short time, that kind of threshold psychology to either reevaluate your place in society or to gain balance back in your own life. Because you could even just look at it personally. Like, how much time do I spend consuming entertainment? How much time do I spend preparing and consuming food? How much time do I spend exercising? How much time do I spend working? And then saying, like, okay, well, these are the levels where it's okay, and these are the levels where it's out of control, right? So that would be my go-to recommendation of like a prepared answer to that question.
That's good.
Is
I liked it.
kind of looking at your life either in isolation or as it is involved in society, and on what side of each line are you? Are you in the positive feedback loop side of the line, or are you the negative feedback loop side of the line?
Nice. Good answer. It's like I asked you that and you were ready for it.
Well, like I said, that's my prepared answer. I'm trying to think if there's another answer kind of off the cuff in my current mental state. I know a good friend of mine suggested I should be writing more, since I've done a lot of writing in the past and have a lot of ideas that I haven't really executed lately. And that gave me a moment's pause for a day or two. And I've done a little bit of writing since.
I can tell it's deep for you.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell.
They're a good friend.
I can tell. It's
And
deep.
I wouldn't say writing for everyone, but I would say if there is a lack of creative outlet in your life, schedule a day, call off work, cancel any social plans. Just schedule one day where you're going to at least attempt that creative process again, even if it's just for an hour, and you're like, nope, don't like it. Or, you get swept up into it and it's all you do for the next 2 weeks, right? Mm-hmm. But if you find yourself lacking creative outlet, I would say schedule a day for yourself and just throw yourself at it initially, and don't require yourself to be stuck to it for any period of time. Just the initiation is all that's required, and see if something happens.
Nice.
How about you? What would you say?
To make the world a better place, mm-hmm. I think a lot of people need to, and mine's not going to be as deep as yours, honestly. Right. That was deep. I liked it. I really did. I think people need to step back. Mm-hmm. And it might be the same way. You know what I mean? People need to step back. They need to literally wake up in the morning sometimes and go, it's not that bad. Because a lot of people wake up and go, oh, I got to go to my job. There's a lot worse things out there than just going to work. Mm-hmm. There's a lot worse things out there. People need to put themselves in other people's shoes a lot more than they do.
Yep.
No matter who you are. But not enough people do that. It's super easy for people just to turn their head and look away. Mm-hmm. And go, if I don't see it, it doesn't matter. It's not part of my life. And it's not true. It's not true, because it'll happen and happen and happen, and then it is part of your life. That's my point. People need to just step back and look at reality and go, whoa, this is all I have to do? Mm. This was my day? Yeah, it was bad. I didn't feel that great today, but guess what? This guy slept in the cold the last 7 days. I mean, what is truly that bad? You know what I mean? They need to realize that. People need to realize there's a lot worse things out there than what's going on for a lot of people. And there's people that put themselves in situations to make it your life not that bad. Mm. A lot of people don't. A lot of people forget those things. I think that's a part of society. I think we've cultured that in society, unfortunately. There's certain days that we just kind of just say, oh, this is this day, and we just kind of go on with our life when we shouldn't. We should look at certain holidays, and we're super big about some holidays, and other holidays we just let kind of like go to the wayside when it's like, wait a minute, this is more important than
Right.
this day. What are we doing? You know, and that's so everybody needs to step back and look at real life and reality and go, look at what I have instead of what I don't have. Look at where I'm at instead of where I could be. Then you'll really wake up every morning and go, wow, this is amazing. This is truly amazing. Don't go, well, I'm not here. Go, well, look where I'm here. I'm here. You know what I mean? And then you'll get there before you know it.
Yeah,
without even knowing it.
I could see agreement and disagreement with that both ways very easily. Like, I think what you're really touching on is perspective. That's stepping back and like really like evaluating things more objectively than subjectively. And I think that what's tricky about that is just what you described, is that how do you accept where you are in life while still being discontent enough to be motivated to continue forward? Right? That's like the Taoist problem. Like, if all you do is accept the moment and be in the moment, then you're not making any decisions. You're not taking any accountability. You're not trying to improve the future for others' benefits, right? It kind of turns into like a selfish nihilism almost. But at the same time, if you're unable to accept the moment for what it is, then you'll drive yourself crazy. Like,
right.
So,
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And we all go through those. Even me sitting here telling you, we all go through those moments. I'm not saying I'm a perfect individual in life. It happens to me. I have people in my life I can talk to, and they're like, dude, come on. Everybody needs those people, though. You know what I mean? Everybody needs those people to do that to you. They need to just give you that, boom, get back at it. You know what I mean? I got another one.
I'm ready.
I got another one. You ready?
Still ready. I got three left over. I'm just...
You still got 3?
I'm just biding my time.
Oh, man. If you could go to dinner with any 2 streamers today, who would it be and why?
2 streamers?
Today, who would it be and why? We get done. It's time to go out to dinner. Who would you go with and why?
I'm not going to say Baxcast because we talk a lot already. So I feel like I don't need to go to dinner with Baxcast to get what I would be interested in getting out of that interaction. So I'm going to leave him out of that, not as an insult, but because it's already quite satisfactory what our exchange is. So I would think of this more as like an icebreaker almost, just like a force the situation so that both of us just have to be like, oh yeah, we exist. We should do something about that. So in this very moment, I think Blizzard Girl would be very interesting to have a chance to chat outside of stream and face-to-face. I think that would be interesting. And I think also on the same token, trying to go through the list here, make sure I'm not leaving anybody out. That would fit better. But
it's a tough one, isn't it?
To narrow it down to just 2, yeah, for sure.
That's all you get is 2. Dinner's paid. All you get is 2. It's full paid. At the fanciest fancy restaurant there is.
Probably Slick Lithium too. I feel like she's in a similar place in life that I'm at. We both kind of had recent changes to our living situations and whatnot. I feel like it would be good just to like commiserate for a little bit. Be like, yeah, that was crazy. Fucking weird. So I think that'd be my two. It'd be Blizzard Girl and Slick Lithium.
Nice. Nice.
How about you?
Me? It's a tough question. I didn't think you'd ask me back that one. To be completely honest, Juggernaut.
Okay.
Uh, he. How do I put this? He doesn't truly understand what he does for me. If that makes sense. He is a streamer from Hawaii. And he doesn't care who's in his stream. In the best way.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
I don't put it like he doesn't care. But everybody's equal.
Mm-hmm.
Every single individual is equal. His support is out of this world. Look at it. Tears me, dude. He pushes me to be better. And he's not the biggest of them all. He's got a long way to go.
Yeah.
He's got a long way to go, and I know he wants it. I know he wants it more than he wants it, if that makes sense. I know he wants it more than he wants it,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes completely honest. And
Yeah.
I would love to sit down with him and just treat him to the world and go, thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for being you, you know?
Having those people that can push you is really important.
And
Especially if they know how to do it right.
I have 3 people, actually.
Well, that
As
feels
I
like you're
said here.
cheating now. Feels like you're
Yeah,
cheating.
but there's 3 people, and I don't want to say the one because it'd be like, oh, but I have 3 people.
Okay. I'll let it slide.
The second person would be Great Skull, my buddy, my best friend. My third person would be Pixel.
I was
Because-
entertaining the Pixel idea, but again, kind of
Because-
the Bax response. I interact
Because
with him quite
he's-
frequently.
Because he's Yang and I'm Yang,
Mm-hmm.
and we're really not Yin and Yang. If that makes sense. How do I put it? He intrigues me. I watch his streams.
Mm-hmm.
I sit in his streams and I don't say anything. And I'll talk to Great Skull behind the scenes and I'll be like, hey, dude, this dude intrigues me.
Mm-hmm.
His brain is going and going and going
Yep.
like mine does. And I can
Yep.
see it. But then also, in the reality of facts, I feel like we're the same person. But we're not. Does that make sense when I say that? I feel like we have a lot in common. That if we sat
think
down and be like,
You both.
whoa!
I think you both approach life in the same way, but you come to different conclusions.
Right.
Yep.
With our powers combined, we'd be Captain Planet.
Yeah. It's fun because Pixel and I mostly have a business relationship, but every once in a while we kind of have a more personal conversation, and we disagree on a lot. But
Right.
it's good.
Yeah,
It's good.
it's good. It makes you grow.
Mm-hmm.
And it wouldn't even be for that. It's just because I feel like I'll say it, yin and yang, man, hardcore. And it's like, if we just sit down and eat a meal together and just talk about something other than streaming. You get what I mean? Because there's more to this world. That goes back to the other thing. There's more to this world than just streaming.
Yep.
I think a lot of people don't understand me when I go into the chat. There's a lot of people when I go into the chat, I'll be like, hey, how's your family?
Mm.
They're like, what?
Yeah.
This dude
It's
actually
like, what?
asked me
Wait a
how
minute.
my...
Slow down.
Whoa. Nobody's asked me that in 5 months, 7 months. What's going on? I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to know. You need to tell me. I wouldn't ask if I didn't want to know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I want your brain to go, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, wait a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so I feel like that'd be a good person to sit down with. Honestly, I just
Makes sense. Yeah.
so that's my answer.
If I had to pick like one person to go to dinner with, it would probably be Sean Plott. It was day 9.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to split my attention between him and another person if I was meeting for the first time. So if it was just one person, I'd probably say Sean Plott from day 9. But yeah.
As you can see, I take a lot to heart. You know what I mean? Like when I've seen some bad shit in my days. I've been a volunteer firefighter. I've been in the military.
It puts things in perspective, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
People don't know what they got. A lot of people.
I think the closest I've gotten to that kind of experience was building houses in North Carolina, where I am now, actually.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of weird. But for 2 summers, I did hurricane relief work, building houses. And
It's big.
like most of it, like when you build houses, the worst part has already been salvaged physically.
Yeah.
Like you can't build a house unless everything else is taken care of already. So when you get
Right.
there, like the environment, there's some shadows and ripples of it, but for the most part, you're just kind of like, wow, yeah, that looked like it was pretty bad, but it doesn't look bad now.
Yeah, you don't see them
building
beforehand.
houses.
You don't see them knock
Right.
all the stuff out of the way to do it.
But if you take the time to actually like listen to the people and talk to the people who are in that community, you don't even have to really like you don't even have to connect with them like person to person. You can literally just like witness their humanity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it wouldn't matter if they were talking to you or if they were just like talking in a documentary or something on camera. Just allowing yourself to actually like watch someone talk about their community and a tragedy that happened to it. You can just kind of like you have to let yourself open up to it, you know. With especially nowadays with how instant communication is, it's very easy with news channels and everything always just bad. Here's the story. Okay, moving on to the next one. So it's very easy to
They don't tell you about how this. They don't tell you about how the 5-year-old lost everything they had.
Right.
The
you
10-year-old lost.
habituated into just disconnecting.
Yeah.
But if you put yourself in a situation where you kind of force yourself or even just allow yourself to actually like listen to it, and you're like, well, shit. Like, wow.
Yeah. This really
I can't. I know I cannot imagine. Like,
Yeah.
They'll often say, "Can you imagine?" It's like, no, I cannot imagine. I can't connect to you on that level.
That's my brain goes there a lot because I've seen a lot of the things. I've been there, done that, I guess I should say. And I'm not that old of a guy. I'm 36 years old, and I've seen things that a lot of 6-year-old men see. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. It's helped me along my way and make me, because I used to be a really blah kind of guy. Like, this is the way to do it. This is the only way to do it. This is how you're going to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not the case. There's a lot of people out there doing it for you. That people don't see it. You know?
Was the firefighting before or after military?
It was before.
Before military, okay.
I did a lot of volunteer firefighting. And then I actually went through Lansing Community College. I'm nationally registered in fire science.
Okay.
So I could go anywhere still today and become a firefighter. I have that certification sticks with you forever. But I would never want to do it again. I have kids. I have kids now. I am the kind of guy, and you probably see it as I stream, and you've seen me. I go in hard. If the building's on fire, I'm the first one in. I can tell you that right now today. If it's on fire, I'm the first one in, and that's the scariest thing ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just the kind of guy I am.
I'm fairly educated on firefighting, but I can't say I share any experience in it.
Right.
So
But there's always got to be that guy. You know what I mean? That's and it's
biggest
not even
biggest
saying
thing
I
I
got the
know
biggest.
is watch out for the backdraft. Just
Right. And there's a lot of factors to it. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
So, yeah. I'm not even saying I got the biggest kahunas on anybody. It's just that's the kind of guy I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to help. Somebody's got to do it. Not everybody wants to do it. And it would just click back into that instinct and just go, you know?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So, you want another one or you got one?
Oh, I'm good. Let's do it. We got another 10 minutes. Let's go.
Let's go on this one. I don't even have it on my paper. Look at you. Whoa.
Ready.
I don't
I'm
even have
ready.
my paper.
It's gonna get real. I'm excited.
Marble Fest is coming up this weekend. As a new Marble Fest person, or anybody going into Marble Fest, getting invited in, how should they take that? In your eyes?
I can interpret your question in two ways.
Answered in two ways.
So I'm going to answer it in two ways. So the first interpretation is like, what does that mean, kind of a thing. Like,
yep.
What is the significance and honor of that? And the studio is always watching for success. And it's pretty easy to understand why they see certain people as successful over others. But you also have to keep in mind that they can't reward everyone, right? Like, at the end of the day, there's a set number of options, and you can't fit everybody into the limited amount of resources available. So with any success, it is a bit of that combination of hard work and luck. But anyone they would pick for Marble Fest deserves to be in Marble Fest. And there are people who deserve to be in Marble Fest who weren't picked, maybe because it just wasn't their season, or the studio just couldn't fit everyone in, whatever. So what I think the significance is we used to have buy-in tournaments. There were scheduled tournaments. I think it was 2 every week or 4 every week, depending on what time period you were in. And you could purchase the tournament. It was basically just buying publicity. It was like an advertising thing. Mm-hmm. And the studio doesn't have that anymore because they want to move in a different direction where they're supporting creativity and successful community building rather than just, do you have enough money? Which I would say has been a very good direction that the studio's gone lately. So, and it's something I've told people who are doing Marble Fest for the first time before is you don't have to worry about having a successful Marble Fest. Being given Marble Fest means you're already successful as a marble streamer. Maybe not your definition of success, but as far as the studio's concerned, you are a successful marble streamer, because the studio's not going to back someone they don't think is successful. They wouldn't put you in Marble Fest if they didn't think you could do a good job. So being picked for Marble Fest is a reflection of the studio realizing that you are going to be a good addition to the community as an event holder, which is something that is not as available as it used to be.
Right.
So that's how I'd answer the first interpretation of the question. As far as what you should do about it, about being picked for Marble Fest, it needs to be special. I think a lot of feedback you get from Marble Fests is it's very obvious when a host section was well received and was not well received. But it also is very obvious as to when they did a good job and didn't do a good job. Great case in point is a lot of people were complaining about when Selecki did his tilt section because only 100 people can get in. But he did a great job.
It was his thing.
So they're mutually exclusive. The streamer can do a great job and not a great job, and it can be well received or not well received. And in my personal opinion, it doesn't matter how it's received, because there's always going to be a contingent of people who don't like something.
Right.
So you can waste your time trying to figure out how to make that contingent as small as possible, or you can just do a good job and just be like, okay, well, then my section wasn't for you. That's why there's 12 people doing this, because there's not one streamer to do the end of season. It's the blend of all the personalities and all the ways of hosting an event that makes the end of a season event actually fun.
Right.
So that's the important thing, is making it special, but staying true to that, right? Because if you go too different, then you're kind of losing the point that the studio picked you for you. They picked you because of what you're already doing.
Right. Be
They
yourself.
They didn't pick you thinking, well, they're not doing a great job now, but I bet they'd do something awesome for Marble Fest. That wasn't their thought process. Their thought process was, I like what these guys are doing. Let's get them into a Marble Fest.
Right. I completely understand what you're saying on that.
So you make it special, but it doesn't need to be something you've never done before. In fact, it shouldn't be something you've never done before.
Right.
And you'll see a lot of people kind of shut down. There's always a couple people every Marble Fest that just kind of, they like grind. They're like, I got to get in 20 races and have a 1 minute, 30-second timer, and point structure is this, and just get through everything. Because they're petrified. Like, what am I going to do with 600 people? Like, I will hide behind the format, the rules. Like, I'll just do it by the book, and I don't have to worry about it, right? But those are never well received. That people get bored with it. It's just a grind fest, and whoever's there not grinding is just kind of like, why am I here, right?
Right.
So definitely make it special, but make sure it's special for you and not something don't try to be something you've never been before.
Right. Thank you. I like the answer. On that note, being part of Marble Fest, I can understand why they pick who they pick. I can truly look at other streamers and tell them why.
Yeah.
And what you need to do. And I can tell you why I didn't get picked the first two Marble Fests. I don't need to go into that in this stream, but I can tell everybody why, and I know why.
Right.
And I'm truly honored that the individuals that chose me to be in Marble Fest seen that in myself, and they were like, he sees it, holy cow. You know what I mean? That's an honor to me. Right. You know what I mean? And it also takes no one telling anybody that. The person has to find it on their own.
Right.
Because if you don't find it on your own, you're never going to find it. That's another thing I like about marbles.
Yeah, I think
that's another thing
there were only 2 people I was surprised got Marble Fest this season. Everyone else I was like, yep.
Yeah.
Like I've been waiting for those names to pop up for a while now.
I'm excited. I'm truly excited. It's going to be pretty sweet.
So, yeah.
I'm excited for the event to come up.
I think it's going to be a really good one. I'm looking forward
definitely.
to it.
It always is.
Cool.
Cool.
All right, well, we got a couple minutes left, so here's what I'm thinking.
I've got all the time in the world, man.
Okay. We're gonna go a little. I have a knack for kind of plucking strains and then tying them all together into one final huzzah here.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like there's been a lot of dancing around the concept of just health in general. And I think that the tendency now is to immediately jump to mental health, which, considering how much it's been overlooked for millennia, is probably a good change. But I would wonder what your opinions are, like the importance of physical health and how that can permeate other avenues of life, and what your
Physical
thoughts on the
health.
matter are.
That's a good question. I've always been a physically active person my whole life. Always, since day one. I don't know why. I like it. I like physical activity. I work at a steel mill. I use hammers. I use, you know what I mean? I work with my hands every day. My nails I wash and they still have stuff underneath them. It's just who I am. I feel like it's a lack in society. And it needs to come back. If you look at everything back in the history books, we used to do everything with our hands. We used to build our own houses together as a unit. It brought teamwork together. We used to, everything we did. And it's not just physical health. It brings your mind into that too. Does that make sense?
Yep.
You have to physically think about things, so it works your mind during the day, and I feel like it needs to come back. I look at me though. It's a double-edged sword though. When you have me sitting here, look at we're on Twitch. I'm sitting here in a rocking chair. I'm not doing anything physically. On that note, I'm not afraid to mow my lawn and stream it.
Right.
I'm not afraid to change my oil in my Jeep and teach people how to do that.
Right.
Because I feel like it needs to be done. I feel like there's a lack of that in this world now. I see it in my career. I work in a steel mill. I see it in my career. You can't find people. If it doesn't change, it's going to be bad for everyone in a whole. Because if it wasn't for people that worked in factories or work at steel mills or cut down trees or mow grass or build houses or lay concrete or, I could go on forever.
Right.
There would be no bits being given. There would be no subs being granted.
Yeah.
If there's no physical work out there, there's nothing.
Right.
It needs to be there still. It needs to be there still. Is it for everybody? No. I'm not going to sit there and say everybody needs to do it. And I'm not going to sit here and go, everybody needs to do it. No. But I feel like we need to get back to one-on-one training with people is good.
Oh, yeah.
Do you need to go? I have 2 daughters. A lot of people know that. Do I feel like they need to go to college to be successful in their life? No. I can look right at you and say that. They do not.
That's why I left college.
But they also need to, whatever they do, they need to learn it 110%. You know what I mean? And if that's physically active, they need to learn that trait.
Right.
And they need to go with it. So I do think it's a very important thing, and it needs to never go away. Because if it does, we're screwed. If it does, we're screwed as a society, and I don't want that.
Allow me to wax philosophical on this one a little bit.
Night. I love you. Night, baby. Love you. Sorry.
That's all right. Always take time.
Baby. Have a good day at school. There'll be one more in a little bit. All right.
But if I could wax philosophical on it a little bit here, I'm known for being a bit of a closet optimist. I'll often quite quickly pick up on the lackings or negative failings of things. But deep down, it comes from a place of optimism. And I would say, if you look at popular trends in the digital world, the curiosity is still there. The interest is still there. There's like right now, especially on YouTube, there is a biosphere that's a bit of a creator's renaissance. Metalworking, woodworking, restoration work.
Give me a rub.
Round 2.
I love you. I love you. Have a good day at school. Yeah? I'll see you after school, all right? Maybe. All right.
She seemed tired.
Yeah, she doesn't want to go to bed.
But
she was intrigued to see what we were doing too.
I would say the drive and curiosity is definitely still alive and well. And it doesn't take too much diving into any digital sphere to find it. You've got the Etsy's, you've got the Pinterest, you've got the YouTube makers sphere. Even on TikTok, there's a lot of like explanation TikTok accounts where literally they're just describing how you do something and getting thousands, if not millions, of hits on just taking some time to be like, this is how you do this thing.
I completely understand what you're saying when you say that, but there's people that feed their families on changing people's oil in their car.
Right.
And they don't know how to use the internet, and they don't know how to use the PC.
Right.
And they're in their ages in life where it's almost too late for them to try to do something different.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So if everybody goes, I could just get on the internet and change my own oil, you're taking away from not just one individual.
Right.
You're taking away from an individual that raised their siblings to do the same career,
mm-hmm.
to take on their family's business.
Right. And so
that is now going to automatically fail when they're still going to blow their car up from doing it the wrong way. you get what I'm saying?
So, yeah, and so here's where I kind of tie it over. So I would say the interest is still there. I don't think there's a lack of willing of the people to do physical labor. I think that's every generation is going to say that. They're going to say kids these days don't work as hard as we used to, which if you actually want to take some time to think about that sociologically, they're not supposed to. That's the whole point. The point of a parent is to improve the world for their child so it's not as hard, so that it's more rewarding, more level, more balanced, more fair. Like, that's the point. So if I had to pick a true enemy of the situation, I would think it might just be as simple as misallocation of resources, right? Not only is it hard to get education for those things without taking on some kind of debt, there's also the lack of federal support behind those vocations, right? A lot of plumbers are going to have to be self-employed, so they're not going to have a broader company providing healthcare and things like that. That's all going to come out of their own pocket when they have to insure their own business and take care of their own transportation and repairs and all that stuff.
The problem in that matter is the big guy makes it too much money for them to do that.
Right. So my point being is the misallocation of the resources. If there was a structure in place that more rewarded those independent business endeavors,
right,
then people would be more incentivized to go to school to learn those vocations and feel more secure in their future pursuing those vocations.
Right.
So I think that's the biggest problem, because based on what you see societally as far as interest goes, there's still a lot of interest in doing things with your hands. But I think it's a misallocation of resources that are pushing people away from it.
When they pay the same jobs as others, that's a problem too.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't have to list jobs, but there's jobs out there that
Yeah.
are on two different scales that are paying exactly the same now.
Yep.
That makes it impossible.
Do you?
Oh,
There
yeah.
it is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I like it. I like
Oh
it.
yeah. I like it.
Whew. Well, Sauce, this has been absolutely delightful. Glad we finally had some time to shoot the shit, as they say. It's been a wonderful time. Thank you for being here. Anything you'd like to promote as we wrap things up?
Marble Fest this Sunday or Saturday, guys. Saturday and Sunday. You guys know about it. Starts at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with Spoo. I get the pleasure that Spoo's actually going to raid into me at 10 a.m.
Yeah,
I'm pretty excited about it.
I was also the first raid target for when I did my
Really?
Fest. It's
Really?
it's a good way to go. I think
I'm pretty excited about it.
What's nice about it is you get to set the expectation, right?
Is that nice?
It's good in two ways. So
no pressure,
no,
but
it's
pressure
good in two
is
ways.
on.
One is if you aren't the best Marble Fest, it's still gonna look like you did a pretty good job. Like
Right.
as long as you did above average, it's gonna feel like you were one of the best.
Well, I can say this sitting here. I think I'm doing something that nobody's ever done.
I'm excited.
I can say this. I think I'm doing something that nobody's ever done in any Marble Fest. I could be wrong. There's been a lot of Marble Fests. I haven't seen them all. But from what I've seen, I'm trying something new.
Yep. So
I'm trying
looking
something
forward to it,
new.
but the way I kind of approached it is like I wanted to make the other streamers look bad. I was like, I want the person I'm rating into to be like, well, shit, I gotta go after that. Like that was my motivation. And again, it doesn't come from a place of malice. It really is.
I'm not gonna say it's there, but it might be there.
Right,
I'm not gonna say
it's that
there,
pushing of the community, right? That we talked about before. It's like, you know.
Oh shit! I gotta go tomorrow. Did you see what sauce? I gotta change everything.
Exactly.
Fuck. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I get it. I get it.
But, so
it also is nerve wracking as all hell.
Oh yeah.
But I'm excited. Other than that, if nobody's checked me out, if you guys want to come check me out, I do a lot of things.
Do it.
I don't like to self promote. I really don't.
Do it.
If you like cooking, I do cooking. If you like Warzone, I do Warzone. I do scary games. I played Devour 2 nights ago.
Nice.
Scared the living crap out of me. I don't like scary games. You want to see a guy with a beard this big scream? Come check me out because I do. I'm not afraid to because it scares me. And I truly love marbles. It's I bring it up a lot. I know it's the end of the stream. If it wasn't if it wasn't for profanity, I wouldn't be here.
She does a lot.
I tell everybody this, and we're sitting here. I knew her for 15 years. I knew her before Twitch.
Wow.
If you guys know Call of Duty, you guys know what clans are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody pretty much knows there's clans in games, right? Me and her were part of a clan, CFH, Cowboys from Hell, before Twitch was even a Twitch. We played together every single night. And then we grew up, and did our things. And then all of a sudden it was like, whoa, what are you doing here?
Right.
What's going on?
Crazy.
And she's like, and I'm not going to lie,
Crazy.
the first time she told me to try marbles, I laughed about it. I'm not even going to joke.
One of the reactions. There's a couple.
I am a Warzone player.
What
What the hell is that? That's what I said.
Yeah.
And I said, and it took me 2 more months.
Mm-hmm.
It took me 2 more months of watching her and hanging out in some marble streams to go, you know what? Let's do this.
Yeah.
Just I did it, and I'm glad.
One last question I'm going to squeak in. Was it the viewer side that got you hooked, or was it strictly the streamer side that got you hooked? Because there's some people who their first play, they're like, I got to do more of this game. And there's other people who are like, they just watch it and they're like, I could do a lot with this.
Both. I can tell people this, if there's streamers in chat. If you want to stream and be a streamer, stream marbles.
Yep.
If you want to stream and be a streamer, stream marbles.
That's what I like about marbles is.
That's my answer to that.
People often say
be there.
They'll often say marbles is easy to play. It's like, yes, it is. What you're actually the game you are playing when you play marbles is how good of a streamer you are. That's the actual game of marbles on stream.
Mm-hmm. But I'm also going to say this. If you are a streamer of marbles and you've only done marbles, try something new.
Mm-hmm.
Because you will rock that fucking category like no one.
Yeah. Without,
I will
without
say that.
it'll feel easy. It'll feel easy.
You will rock that category and like no other.
Yep.
And people are going to go, who is this person? And I don't care what game it is. Do it, because you're going to bring things from this world into that. And people are going to go, whoa.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Great stuff.
So
Great stuff.
I won't ever leave marbles because of this. It's got me hooked in. And I've talked to numerous people. It's like, how in the heck am I here? But I love it. You know what I mean? And I'm also going to say this. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. So don't be discouraged if you're a streamer and you come into marbles and it doesn't work for you. Because there's certain games that I'll go into and it won't work for me, and I don't get discouraged. I just go, okay, that didn't work for me. On to the next. Yep. It's all trial by error. It's all trial by error, and don't be afraid to try new things. I do it all the time. My chat will say it all the time. Why is Sauce trying this? Guess what? If I didn't try it, I'd never know. If you don't try it, you don't know. So try it. Don't be afraid to try new things. Just don't eat poop. Because that's probably not good. That's my answer on that
We will continue with some Q&A with chat just after this, but we are ending the YouTube portion of the video. So thank you all for watching. We hope to see you next week. Sauce, thank you again. Absolute treat. We'll see you next time.
Take it easy.